Hi everybody, it's Carissa and welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel if you've seen my previous video. Now in that video I said I wanted you guys to be able to get to know me, so I thought what better way to do that than to give 50 facts about myself so you guys can learn a little bit about me, or the people that know me in real life can maybe learn a thing or two about me that they don't already know. I'm going to try to go through this list rather quickly, because I'm afraid I'm going to ramble, because let's face facts, I like to talk. Now please don't be weirded out if I look away from the camera. It's because there is a list of those facts next to the camera, because here's bonus fact right off the bat, my memory is terrible, and if I tried to remember everything I wanted to do for a video, or even remember everything I needed to do in my daily life by myself every day, well, my life would be a disaster, and I definitely wouldn't be on YouTube because that would be an even bigger disaster. But just for fun, I decided, maybe it's a good idea to kind of introduce myself a little bit. So, let's get into it. First and foremost, I was born 13 weeks early. I weighed 1 pound 8 ounces. I was 12 inches long, and I had a rather dramatic entrance to the world because no one was expecting me that early. My eyes change color. My eyes on any given day can be brown, blue, green, silver, or gold, and any combination of those. And it usually depends on what my mood is or what I'm wearing. I've actually been put in timeout by my friends because I was angry and my eyes are gold and they didn't want me to punch anybody. I wasn't going to punch anyone, and that can be really hard to deal with because my friends and the people that know me best, I can't hide anything from them because of the fact that they know what to look for in my eyes. So I can't lie and say I'm fine, because if my eyes are an off color, they know I'm not fine. Due to my dramatic and abrupt entrance to the world, I am also a stroke survivor. My body was not prepared for the trauma of being born, and it just kind of freaked out, and I had a stroke, and I was diagnosed with what is known as cerebral palsy, or CP as it's commonly referred to, which for me means that the muscles on the left side of my body are very, very weak. Now, if you want to learn more about CP, drop a comment below and let me know if you want me to do a video dedicated just to my life with CP, because every case of CP is different. I have 4 siblings. They are all older. Most of them are half siblings, but in our family we really don't think of things like that. We're just family. And in my family, if we like you and we want to keep you around, you're stuck with us. Like, we will adopt you, because once we decide we want to keep you, you're in, you're safe, you're good people. I can't say I have a favorite book, but I do have favorite authors. I really love to read, so picking a favorite book would be kind of impossible. But my 2 favorite authors are Lisa McMann and Kiersten White. My favorite flowers are lilacs and orchids. Lilacs because we had a lilac bush in the backyard when I was a kid. I love the smell of them. And orchids because I love the colors, I love the smell. I actually had orchids in my bouquet at my wedding, and my husband had one on his boutonniere, and that was the little thing that we did for just the 2 of us. Which leads into the next fact. I am a newlywed. I have been married 3 months this week. I'm a member of many fandoms. I love Once Upon a Time, Supernatural, Harry Potter, The 100. I like all things geeky and fun. I love video games. Huge Zelda fan. But I know how there are a lot of people out there that have ships in fandoms. You're like, oh, I would love to see this character hook up with this character. I can't do that because I was an avid fan fiction reader in high school, and I got acquainted with the idea that all of my favorite characters should just be with me. And I know that there are a lot of people out there that agree with me, but that is the kind of fan I am. I do not do ships. My favorite ship is my favorite character plus me. That's it. I I have a huge obsession with pigs and elephants. Pigs because my nickname from my dad when I was little had to do with pigs. I actually have pig-shaped salt and pepper shakers downstairs in my kitchen. And then elephants actually have to do with this little guy. This is a jade elephant. When my uncle Jade passed away, my mom gave me and my brother jade animals, and I was immediately drawn to the elephant. I honestly can't say why, but ever since then, elephants have been a really big part of my life too. I have a glass elephant ornament that's really important to me. I just love elephants. I have been to 9 US states and Canada on a day trip when I was a kid, and most of those 9 states were either close to where we lived or I visited them when I went to my husband's home state of Texas last year, and we drove through them. And I do have it on my bucket list to see more of the country. I've been called a walking dictionary and spell check because in high school my friends were rotten at English and usually pretty good at math, and I was not too great at math and good at everything else, but English especially. So we balanced each other out. I have a tie for my favorite movie. 3 Disney movies, Tangled, The Princess and the Frog, and Ratatouille. And then one other movie called Last Holiday with Queen Latifah because, I don't know. So those are the movies I watch when I'm sad. My favorite food is pizza or steak, although my husband would say that it is also Applebee's because we are regulars at our local Applebee's and we actually got engaged there. So that should probably be on there too. My best friends call me Chipmunk. That's my nickname from them, and it's super embarrassing, but I love them, so I go with it. I love garlic. I will put garlic in potatoes. Lots and lots of garlic on potatoes. Vegetables, I love garlic, but I hate pasta. I didn't eat my first baked potato till I was 18, and ever since then I have been addicted to potatoes. So that happened. I have a collection of sparkly things, including 2 headpieces from my wedding, and I love them all because I have an addiction to things that sparkle. My favorite candy bars are Snickers and Kit Kats because when it comes to my favorite things, I am extraordinarily indecisive and I can't pick just one. I am an Aries. My birthday is in early April. I have an entire shelf of, I think they're called Thai Beanie Boos. They're the little ones with the big sparkly eyes. I have 2 right here. Pig and an elephant. That's what I mean. But most of my Beanie Boos were gifts from friends and relatives, and every stuffed animal on that shelf is a gift. I hope to adopt one day, hopefully siblings, because there's way too many siblings in the system that don't get out of it together. If no one's figured this out yet, I am a huge Disney fan. 3 of my favorite movies are Disney movies. I love Disney movies. I love Disney as a whole. I am a kid at heart, really. My bucket list item is to visit every Disney park. I have not gotten to any of them yet in my lifetime, but I will get there. Last year, I graduated college and I got 2 separate degrees in the same field. I can't pick my favorite movie character because I relate to too many of them, and it would just be too hard because I love movies too much. Because I have cerebral palsy, my elbow dislocates itself up to 10 times a day, and either I have to move my arm just right to get it to pop, or my husband has to help me with it because that's the reality of my life with cerebral palsy. I am absolutely obsessed with Christmas. Right now is my favorite time of year because I feel like there is magic in the air on Christmas. My lucky number is 7, and I was super happy when I realized the day my husband asked me to be his girlfriend was a multiple of 7, and I used that as the reason that I wanted to get married on the same day of the month that we started dating. When I said I loved video games, I meant it. My absolute favorite video game series is Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts is amazing. I am a 20-something who runs mostly on coffee and Pepsi. Those are my favorite drinks. My favorite colors are purple and silver. Purple has always been my favorite color, and silver's just like a bonus to that. Actually, purple was one of my wedding colors too. Next fact, I do get highlights in my hair. My hair is a darker shade of blonde than this usually in the winter, and in the summer it's lighter, obviously because you're outside a lot more. It gets a little sun bleached. It's nice. I am a notoriously picky eater. I have very specific tastes in food. However, I have found if I eat one of those foods that I'm not too fond of and something's been added to it or changed about it that makes it palatable for me, then I will definitely eat it again. This one's kind of sad. I can't be trusted in Ulta with money. I love Ulta a lot. I have a very addictive personality, and I have found a passion for makeup in the past couple years, and Ulta's like a haven for me. So I really try to keep myself on a budget there, but it can get out of hand sometimes. I'm relatively book smart. I would say in high school I was not super street smart, but that for a lot of people comes with life experiences, and I would say that I am a lot better now, but street smarts are definitely not my specialty. I'm witty until I get flustered, and then I cannot form adequate comebacks. It's really sad. My house is a place where you can walk in and you will just find somebody on the couch and they'll be like, hey, I got here at 4 a.m. It's 7 o'clock. I'll talk to you later. I'll explain. You're not expecting anybody to be there, but they'll just walk in. These are not strangers. These are people my family knows and loves, but people know that they're welcome here. My house has always been like that. I think of myself as complicated, but most people around me apparently say I'm a pretty simple person. When I cook, I use a lot of seasonings. There are people out there that would say I over-season my food. I think I just make it really flavorful. That's my opinion, of course, but I don't usually hear complaints when I cook, so there's that. I am an avid reader, as I said earlier. I just have not done a lot of reading lately because I've been a little checked out. I love reading fan fiction. I even had friends write fan fiction stories about me in high school, and it was awesome because I was a hardcore teenage fangirl, and it was amazing. I tend to look at everything in a pretty positive way, but there are times when I get just a little bit too affected by everything and I can't quite snap myself out of it. Usually when that happens, it takes my brother or one of my better guy friends to snap me out of it, and they usually do that by making me upset. Like, they make me so upset that I forget that I was sad. But that's basically a brother for you. When I read a book, if I find a book that I like, I will tend to read it over and over again. The most I have read a book, I think, is 5 times, but I will probably break that. I get very irritated if somebody mentions so much as trimming my hair. I like my hair. My dad called me Rapunzel when I was a little kid because he didn't want me to cut my hair, and I have trimmed it very seldom since, and it's one of the few times I did, it was very traumatic and scarring experience, so I find it hard to get it trimmed nowadays. Even though I'm doing makeup on my channel, I don't have a lot of experience doing it, and I hope to have friends help me learn so I can see my progress and document my progress, and I hope you guys will follow with me as I learn to get better at doing my own makeup and other people's makeup. When I'm nervous, if my friend Jeremy's around or my best friends Des or Amanda or my husband, I can chill out, but otherwise I can work myself into a panic attack very, very easily. I have an inability to hate people. Even if I really, really want to hate people, I can't hate people. I can write stories, and I have written quite a few in my time, but I feel like my point of view kind of restricts me to the point that my stories are on occasion pretty predictable and a little bit too simple, so I don't write much anymore. I'm a very loyal friend, even when I have a huge, blowout fight with a friend and I feel like I never want to see or, speak to them again. It usually only takes a few days before I end up making up with them, because if I have a strong friendship with someone, I can't imagine my life without that person in it. So we always end up making up after the big huge fights, and I think it makes my friendships that much stronger. Obviously, since I already mentioned that I'm a Disney addict, I love Disney movies, but I don't really think of myself in the sense of a princess anymore. I would love to be a princess, but I am not that kind of prim and proper and feminine woman. I'm not good at that. I'm not. I mean, I can walk with a book on my head. I know how to properly curtsy, but I don't think of myself as a princess in that way. I could be my own type of princess, though. I'd be good at that. That being said, I do have Norwegian royalty in my family tree, so that's kind of neat. So technically, if I wanted to be a princess, in some way, shape, or form, maybe I could be. And last but not least, because I can acknowledge the fact that I am trapped in my own head, and it's very hard for me to get my thoughts out of my head and make them make sense. Sometimes I actually had to have one of my friends help me with this list because I couldn't make it on my own because I couldn't get out of my head enough. But hey, I'm human, you know, I can admit my faults. So if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you want, and we will start with the cricketing and the makeup and all that fun stuff next Wednesday. See you guys then. Bye!